The Victory League is here.
No, traditional rivals. We're obviously looking forward to the game, and we need to bounce back from our last clash in the Statewide Cup final. I think all the boys are pretty pumped, and yeah, really looking forward to it. I wouldn't say that. I think it's been pretty close all year. We've come a long way since the beginning of the season, and I think we're making good improvements. So I think tomorrow night will be a good clash. It's going to be really important for us to get a win. Keeps us in the top two, which is what we're aiming for now, and yeah, I think it's going to be really important for us. Yeah, between second and fifth, I guess, is pretty close. So I think we're doing pretty well to keep ourselves in second position at the moment, and I think there's always room for improvement. But we've made good strides forward, and I think we'll keep going in that vein. Yeah, well, I think that's the way to look at it now. The title is gone, South Hobart are just miles in front now, so for us, I guess we just need to concentrate on what we do and get ourselves in the best shape we can for the finals.
Results-wise, you'd have to say they did. You look at the last two times we've met in the league, we probably each had a better of one half there. We dropped off in the second half, which is disappointing. In the cup final, the shot statistics tell it all. They had 6 shots for 4 goals. We had nearly 20 shots for 2 goals. So they gave us a lesson there in finishing. So we're not as far apart as people think, or I don't think I've got a little over us in terms of on-field performance, but definitely results you can't hide from that. I know that I want to finish off, as a coach, I want to finish off the season as strong as we can. We gave a lot of teams a big head start this year, and so since then we've really been coming on well, but the last few weeks we've had 3 draws in a row, which is disappointing. So it's about building consistency, and we're a fairly new group. There's a lot of players that come from different clubs to form our side at the moment, so it's kind of building to next year. We've got a playing style down, and then we're going to tweak it for next year now that we're all familiar and the guys know how I want them to play. There's some tweaks I want to bring in now that we're ready for it, and so it's preparing for that really. Practice. We practice, and we practice finishing a lot. One thing, we probably don't value goals enough. You know, we don't value just hitting the back of the net, where we're probably looking to have spectacular finishes perhaps, or we over-engineer goals a little bit as opposed to just taking the chance and just concentrating on putting that ball in the back of the net. It ultimately comes down to practice, and that's what we do at training, we practice finishing. It's more about taking the half chances. So when you've got half a yard taking the strike, at the moment we're really trying to set ourselves up and over-engineering the goals. You know, have we got a clear shot? Are we unimpeded? That sort of thing. We're probably not just attacking the ball and taking the little half chances. He looks a lot better now than he did a couple of days ago. There's still plenty of bruising through his face. It's gone yellow now, so it's starting to heal. And he should be seeing a plastic surgeon soon, but the surgery looks like it's going to be minimal, if at all, which is an absolutely fantastic outcome for him. So, given what I've seen Henry do to himself in the past on the field, I expect not. Last year, in the final game of the season, he and another player on our side, who were opponents on that night, essentially knocked each other unconscious in the exact same kind of format. So Henry, when he's on the field, he's hard at it. So yeah, if he sees a ball that needs to be won, he'll get win it. I have no doubt about that. Aaron's going to have the week out. We haven't been able to get 90 minutes out of him now for 2 weeks in a row, and the amount of game time has gotten smaller. So we're going to give him a good rest this week and then build him up for the week after. It's a traditional rivalry. Back in the old State League days, there used to be hundreds of people and big flags at either end of the pitch being waved and things like that. So it still exists, and this is back when Glenn and I played, so it's going back a while, but deep down all the supporters and those who have been involved in the clubs over the years know that it means a lot to get Wood over here. And I think at the moment they're 2 wins and 1 draw, so they've probably got the bragging rights for the year, so we need to square the ledger a little bit.
Yeah, it should be good. It's always a good game between Zebras and Olympia. I know that last time we had Yanko and George all pump us up for the game, big motivational talk, so yeah, it'll be good to see what they do. Yeah, it's the past kind of the games, the intensity needs to lift now, and like you gotta want to get the win and really put everything in, leave nothing out there. Yeah, well, after hearing like stories from Yanko and stuff like that, it really builds the like motivation and stuff like that. And with that game, I know looking around the change rooms, you saw everyone was really up for it. I know Manny was on fire in the change rooms, ended up scoring 2 goals that game, and played probably the best game of centre player. So it's really because the title's done pretty much. It's really bragging rights and securing top 4. So I reckon the boys are going to be up for it. Like as long as you can get the before game motivation and trying to get the winning mentality back, I reckon it'll be a really strong, tough game.
Oh, sure. We weren't happy with the last 20 minutes, half hour of that game, but we put that behind us and moved on, and we're looking forward to this week. Yeah, Zebras are a side that, it's the game in the calendar which I hold closest, having played in a number of these games. There's always a lot of passion, both in the stands and on the field, and it's just a highlight of the calendar. I think it's a mutual rivalry. Both ethnic-based clubs, one is Greek, one is Italian, historically, and it's just a mutual rivalry that has been built over the years in similar ways, and it's just it's a fantastic thing. Oh, look, I think that the crowds are starting to improve. Obviously, with the Victory League, has been a fantastic thing for our game. The old State League, there just wasn't as much to do back then. There was no internet. There's probably 3 channels, I think, back in those days. So people used to come out to the football. Now there's a lot of new sports and obviously different things people can do. But it's coming back with the publicity we're getting, and the quality of the football is also improving as well. There will be a couple of changes. We're likely to have Dimitri Nestor in goals this week. And there may be a couple of other positional changes, but we'll work that out tonight. We like to, as Hugh mentioned earlier, we like to bring in ex-players for these sorts of games to sort of impart their knowledge of the history of these rivalries. Last time we played, we had Yanko, we also had Neil Connell, who had the benefit of playing for both clubs. And this week we're hoping to bring in Roger Munro and possibly Michael Burke, who are players in the 90s, mid-80s to mid-90s. And they played in a number of these games, and hopefully the boys can learn a little bit from them and take that into the game. I think bringing a sense of history to these games is important. It's easy to fall into the trap of just going out and just playing a game, but there's a little bit more to these games. Well, it was news to me as well, actually. I haven't seen Yanko since I read the article, but look, whichever club Yanko decides to go to, he'll be an addition, an asset to them, whether it's South, Olympia, who knows. His cousin's sitting alongside me here, so it might be Zebras. Whoever he goes to, he will be an asset to that club. So, and we'll wish him well, but obviously we want him to stay.